Oh boy, Abba and preach, fresh and fit. What the hell's going on, man? I'm not gonna bother going over was Fresh right for saying that. Was he capping? Was he not capping? I'm not gonna bother doing that because first and foremost, we're Muslims. Yeah, we all know. And what's wrong with the sex industry? Everything's wrong with the sex industry. Okay, let's put this issue of Islam and religion to the side for a moment. Yeah, you think there's nothing wrong with the sex industry?
Because this stuff is already happening. It happens in the DMs, it happens on the streets, it happens on websites. It's happening every day, right? Legalize it, make it safer for the workers, and also you make it so that the government gets its tax money, gets redistributed into the city, whatever. Okay, there's a lot of advantages to it. The downsides have not been recorded in places where it is legalized. So,
Okay, what if that was your mother? What if that was your mother getting her back blown out? Would you still have the same view? Nothing wrong with the sex industry? In fact, Hafiz just did a video a couple of weeks ago about this young man who messaged him in school that he just found out his mum was on OnlyFans. That's the sex industry. And that kids in his class have seen his mum on OnlyFans. You telling me there's nothing wrong with that? You telling me you wouldn't have a problem if you found out that your mum was on OnlyFans? Stop the cap, please. I heard enough already. This is not even about halal or haram. Everything is wrong with the sex industry. Okay? Right. Now that we've addressed that, I can't remember who's Abba and who's Preach, but to the tall one. Bro, I like your videos. I watch your videos. I enjoy your content. And I think actually you're a smart man. You're an intelligent man. You might dress disheveled, but you're actually a sharp cookie. However, you made a mistake. And that mistake was this. You were invited onto Fresh and Fit's platform. You had a discussion. You disagreed on a couple of things. Absolutely fine. We disagree on things. But then after they invited you into their space, you then literally from left field create this video, not just disagreeing with them, but outright disrespecting them and their platform. And you're allowed to disagree. And hell, you can take that video, no problem. But when you do it in a manner that is condescending, you spoke about in your video the importance of how you say things. Well, how you delivered your message in that video was condescending and rude. And even though you made some valid points, it was disrespectful. And we're men. We're men, and nothing is more important to us between each other than respect. And it was the manner in which you delivered that message right from left field, out of nowhere, after being invited onto their platform. And now you also said that, you give time to any podcast, or you cover any podcast, YouTube channel, regardless of their size.
bro, when I came on your podcast was far smaller. I didn't care that you guys were a smaller podcast. I was like, cool. You guys seem to do some kind of interesting content. I'll just jump on. I'm not the type of nigga who looks at people and judges their value or their perception of me based off of how many followers they have or how many views they get.
Once again, brother, I'm gonna have to call you out on that cap. I've got 1,000 subscribers plus some change. You ain't coming onto my podcast because I got nothing of value to offer you. It's not the value of my podcast is not substantial enough for you to want to consider investing your time on my platform, and rightly so too. If I had 1.39 million followers, I wouldn't waste my time with someone who's got 1,000 subs as well, unless they showed great potential. And everyone who's anyone could see, even when Fresh and Fit were a tiny podcast, that podcast was going places very quickly because they have a beautiful setup and they have a very engaging type of content that they produce. They appeal to outrage porn addicts, which is most of us. Outrage porn addicts, rightly or wrongly. People love that drama. People love that type of content. It's what makes Kevin Samuels so successful. Same type of business model, right? You couple that with the beautiful environment and the studio and so on. Everyone who's anyone could see that Fresh and Fit will go in places very quickly. Even Donovan Sharp made that comment back when they had like 20k subs and they were all on the show together. They could all tell that this podcast is going places quickly. So please don't cap and say you give your time to anyone. This is nonsense. You give your time to the where you believe it will be the most profit producing actions, as you should do. As a businessman, as an entrepreneur, someone who's running their own YouTube channel, as you should do. Okay? But don't make out like you're giving your attention and time to anywhere. That's the second thing. First thing, it was disrespectful. Creating that video and delivering that message in the way that you did after having been invited onto their podcast. Okay? If you wanted to disagree and educate the audience why you believe Fresh was wrong, no problem, do so. but do so in a respectful manner that doesn't come across as condescending and rude after you are on their platform. Number 2, stop the cap. You ain't going on just anyone's podcast or anyone's platform. Nonsense. Like I said, you ain't going to end up on mine. I don't have enough value to offer you, and so you shouldn't. You should prioritize your time properly. Now, the sad thing here is Fresh and Fit haven't done much better in their response. And I speak specifically to our Sudani brother Amr, aka Myron Gaines. Bro, your response now is going to make Abu and Preach, is going to make them look like they are the ones who've been hard done by in this. They are the innocent party, I should say. Why? Because you exploded. You absolutely lost total control on that podcast that you delivered regarding them afterwards in your response to Abu and Preach.
Like, we're better than you niggas. We make more money than you niggas. We got a better fucking channel than y'all niggas. We get more views than y'all niggas. The only thing you guys got on us is you guys been on longer. But I guarantee you, next year, this time, we're gonna lap you motherfuckers. Because you know what? Nobody works harder than us. Nope. Period.
And you went one step too far by insulting the wife of the other. I don't remember which one's Abu and which one's Preach, but the shorter guy, the guy with the dreadlocks. You went to the point of insulting his wife, calling her a beluga whale.
This nigga Preach is married, probably to a fucking beluga whale somewhere, and y'all niggas talking shit.
Now you are going to be the one who is looked upon as the evil party, and this could be your undoing. I don't know. It might be, it might not be. And what's interesting to note here is when men insult each other, they tend to insult each other based upon things that they know women value. For example, women will cuss other women out. Oh, look at that bitch. Who does she think she is walking in here like that with her long hair and her tight dress? They insult other women based upon what they know men find attractive. Who's that ugly bitch? Who does she think she is? It's so funny that the ugly, B-I-T-C-H, is typically the one who's the most beautiful, the one who's called ugly, right? That's how women denigrate each other. That's how women insult each other. Men are different. We insult each other based upon what we know women find attractive in us. I got more views than you in the case of YouTube channel. I got less subs than you and more views than you. I make more money than you. The views is social clout. The money is money. It's what women are attracted to. And we tend to cuss each other based on those things. This is pathetic. This is stupidity. This is juvenile. And again, my friend, Myron, Amr, Habibi, you have completely betrayed your self-control by responding in this fashion, in this manner. It betrays, it gives off the image of insecurity. It gives off the impression that you're insecure and that you value yourself primarily by your views, by your money, and so on and so forth. That's not stoic. That's not alpha. And I'm not saying you're not alpha. I'm just calling it out for what it is. Your response is now made you guys to look out to be the guilty party. And it's funny because I saw a smaller content creator make a video about this palaver, and he took a snapshot of your subscriber count, and at the time he took it, you had 428k subscribers, which is a few hours ago. I checked like an hour ago, your subs have dropped 426. Now, if you couple that with the fact that you are gaining subs at the same time as you are losing, because every day a channel gains subscribers, especially a channel your size, this means that you are losing a substantial amount of subscribers when you consider that people are still subbing to the channel. So the people who are still subbing to your channel cannot overcompensate for the exodus of people who are voting with their feet, because your reaction betrayed all sense of stoicism and how a man should conduct himself. The best reaction from you would have been, number one, just ignore him completely. Ignore him completely. And Baltazar Gracian has a brilliant quote on this, and it goes as follows. I'll read it to you. There is no revenge like oblivion, for it is the entombment of the unworthy in the dust of their own nothingness. That would have been the superior pose, the superior response. 48 Laws of Power. Banish his video to oblivion. But okay, fine, you wanted to respond. That's okay. Respond in a manner that is befitting of how a man that you portray yourself to be should respond. Zero emotion. But now you've gone too far. You insulted the man's wife, and now that man's looking to beef. Now, Some of you might think, oh, this has all been staged so that they can set up a YouTube boxing fight and then have it out and make some money on some type of pay-per-view equivalent for the manosphere. I disagree. I believe this beef is real, but that there is an opportunity to make some money out of it. And so you should do it. Do it, because people are addicted to outrage porn. Do it for all I care. But Myron, you went too far. You disrespected the man, you disrespected his wife, and you betrayed your self-control. This is a mistake.
نار نار سنفجرها برصاص ما نمحوها لعب مهلا يا